to ageless living. The ability to make our lives better lives in each and every one of us. Transcend beyond what you believe you can do and find out what you really can do. Can you keep up? Keeping Up with Barbara starts now.
Hey everybody, welcome. It is me, Dr. Pat, and I get to do this fabulous show with the most amazing Barbara Scheidegger. Let me introduce you to Barbara in the only way I know how. You can go to her website, barbarascheidegger.com. You can go look at Keeping Up with Barbara. You can find out a lot of things, but there are things you're not going to find out that you're going to find out on today's show. If you're driving right now and you're listening to this, and you know you're getting from one end of the I-5 down to the other, if you're in the greater Seattle area, if you're in other parts of the country or other parts of the world, or you're listening to this later, this is a show. This is an introduction to a woman that has gone through just about every major change you can imagine in your life. And out of that, what emerges is someone that comes to the forefront, fluent in 5 languages, has an incredible background from this amazing country that she grew up in, Switzerland, but also has been an entrepreneur, a business owner, a startup CEO from a company that went from pretty much zero to a luxury market brand. Now, all of that would say, wow, what a great job. She's doing wonderfully. But then, like so many of us, and those of you out there right now, that you're thinking, oh my gosh, we're still dealing with what we're dealing with. You're going to hear today what happens when you are someone like her, when you step into the world, when you have it all, and then things happen. And some of what you've accomplished seems to fade away. Now, couple that with going through life, looking at how do I deal with divorce? How do I deal with illness? How do I deal with? And what you have at the other end of this is Barbara Scheidegger, certified clinical hypnotherapist, NLP master practitioner, trainer, life coach, and much more. When I think about success of women and the role model for who we as women could become, I think of her as she owned and operated an internationally acclaimed company, which you're going to hear about, well known. And what was it about who she was then and who she is now that becomes the blueprint for those of you that are saying, where are my female role models? What is it that I can learn? Today is the first show of Keeping Up with Barbara, and you're going to hear about Barbara's 21-day program, but you're also going to hear today her journey. When you see her on the screen, you're going to see a beautiful background. Then you're going to ask yourself, how did Barbara get from everything I've just said to one of the most beautiful settings and places in the world? And if you think for 1 minute that obstacles and challenges are going to keep her down, illness going to keep her down, divorce going to keep her down, you got to think again, because there's something within her that she has had for all of her life, coupled with a gigantic heart, compassion for others, and a willingness to make sure that all of us, including you, have the tools you need. Barbara, welcome. It's so great to be doing this show and getting this started today.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so excited. I'm just blown away, actually, that I can do that and give my message through. And I really hope that I can help a few people. I mean, more than few, but if it's just a few, then it's already a step forward. It's a journey. Everything is a journey. And I'm starting a new one right now. I'm giving my message out.
Yeah. I have been so honored to take this journey with you along the way. We have gone through so many phases of who you are, your message, the power of what you want to bring out. And I think about everything from Let It Go hypnosis, which is still fantastic body of work you do, to Yes Minded, to now where we're talking about keeping up. And we're going to talk about this today, Barbara Scheidegger model, because every one of these things I'm talking about stemmed from, if I might say, a challenge or an obstacle.
Oh,
and from that, you rose up. Tell us, I need to just get back to your way back. Being an owner and a CEO of an internationally renowned company, there are very few women that could say that. What was the journey like to get there? Let's talk about that first.
quite interesting. Quite interesting. I'm telling you, me as a woman, and I started 30 years ago, 35 years ago. Yeah, it wasn't really, open for women. And being in a business that it's men operated only by men, and sometimes I was sitting on a table with 12 men, and we were discussing business, and I too had to step up because I was the only woman there, and I had a hard time that they would listen to me before. It was just well, she's just a woman and she's stressed, and yeah, let her talk. But it was a struggle, and they actually stood up to me and said, "Now, guys, you have to listen to me. I have ideas. I know how the business runs, and we all together are a team, and I'm part of the team." And I had to push through. I never gave up. I stood up for myself and said, why can't you listen to me? We can do this and this and this and that. And I have a plan too. And suddenly, after just not giving up, they were listening to me, and me by many. Well, I was right many, many times. And we started to be finally a team. And I was recognized not as a woman, as a business person. Like I hate to say businessman, businesswoman. We're all people.
Yeah.
A man, a woman, we're all people, and we have all ideas. So
Yeah.
Yes, he said she's a businesswoman, but in a team, we're just business people who have ideas, and we share them, and we go for what works and not what not works. So I'm working really on the solution always, and that helped me a lot, because in business meetings we talked first always about what didn't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So can we talk about something that works, and can we expand that? So it was quite a journey, but it was fun. And I look back now, and my goal is really that I can help women to step up to their self too. I know it's hard, because we as women, we are still, most of us are moms. We have obligation. We can not only concentrate on the business, we come home and have to do other things, organizing things and making sure that everyone is okay. It's a little bit harder probably for a woman than for a man, just for that.
I love when I want to stay with this for a minute, because you're right about this. I mean, for those of you that go to Barbara's site, barbarascheidegger.com, SCHEIDEGGER.com. If you go to the Meet Barbara page, you'll see what we're talking about. You'll see there are several articles there that feature her, Women in Watches. Then you'll see something called Time Traveler. I love that article, where you're getting a look at the inside of this. But there's something I do want to talk to you about, because we are going to introduce people to how we went from there to keeping up, and what that journey was like for you. Even the rejection that you went through when you were about to walk on the runway. Because here we are today. And honest, Barbara, look, I didn't know I was going to say this to you, but something happened yesterday to me.
Okay.
And it was exactly what you described. And this is what I've discovered that all of us need to take a closer look at. We have earned our right to sit at the table, whatever that table is for you. If you're the mom, you're the head of your household, whatever you are. If you have 3 jobs and you're paying the rent and it doesn't matter. You have earned the right to be there. And yesterday I had an experience on a call where I was a little shocked. And the shock was my willingness to have a group of people talk to me and my team in anything but respectful ways. And this is really what we're going through now. But you're able to help people, just like I am, just like my level of awareness, of course, to speak up and say, look, I have ideas. This is who I am. This is the greatest challenge I find for us as women today, to have a voice where we can say, no, no más, that is not okay. And I think that's part of keeping up, is to help people understand that within them, they have a level of empowerment that they can exercise, right, Barbara? Just like you did then. And that's not the only time. I mean, you've been doing that all your life.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely for women, it's the fear. It's how should I go? And it's also how we are looked at. You know, we get criticized more than men. It's constantly, oh, did you see her hair? Did you see her makeup? Oh my God, look what she was wearing. Well, as long as we're just women and we can wear our nice outfits, but we don't have to show more than that. It's not what it's not only how you look, it's how you present yourself. You know, we can put makeup on and look pretty, and we all can do that, but it's not yourself. Present yourself the way you are and always stay up to it. And I think that's the biggest challenge for us, to be ourselves and not to adjust how they want us to see, how we present ourselves. It's to me, then it's playing a role and not being yourself. Saying something just because somebody expects you to say that. No, say what you want to say. Maybe they don't like it in the beginning, but at the end, probably you were right. And that's what we have to learn, to not to criticize ourselves constantly before we go somewhere. It's, you know, I have to bring up a man, puts a suit on, a tie, and a shirt, and fine, no makeup, no anything. So we should be able to put the suit on. Yes, we like to look presentable. Do your hair right. Have a little bit of lipstick, why not? But don't overdo it. Just present yourself for who you are.
Yeah. And do it for yourself. See, there's a fundamental difference. And this is really what we're going to get into today. There's a fundamental difference between when we do things for ourselves and or we do things for other pleasing. And that's really part of the lesson today. Yeah. But you nailed it. We're going to take a short break, because when we come back, we're going to talk about, wow, here you are. You're in magazines. You're top executive in an industry that's highly competitive. And by the way, that organization and company still exists today. So just for you all that are texting me, but that's not what today's show's about. But then what happens? What happens when something unexpected comes up? What happens when you have to stand in your power? What happens when you have to and want to reinvent yourself? And I got to tell you, for right now, I have known Barbara. I have been with her for a number of years. I love when she decides to reinvent herself, when she decides to come up with the Scheidegger approach, when she decides to do Swiss hypnotherapy, when Barbara decides to help you and me, fasten your seatbelts. When we come back, how do we go from there to being a phenomenal mom, raising children, getting certified, standing on the walkway as a model, and not caring what age she is and who else she is needing to please? Let's take a short break, Betty. Let's take a short break, Colton. We'll be right back.
All clear.
You can't just fix yourself on the outside and expect the inside to follow. Whether you're 5 or 85, healthy living can begin whenever you decide you want a better life. Tune into Keeping Up with Barbara Scheidegger every month on TransformationTalkRadio.com to learn about implementing a daily routine and finding a balance to improve your life. Learn to live agelessly. Go to BarbaraScheidegger.com. That's Barbara, SCHEIDEGGER.com.
In body, in power, in soul. Activate the spirit within you in deep conversations of power, faith, grace, love, and forgiveness. On Soul-Inspired Reflections, Ascension, a humble awakening of the heart. Join me, your host, Gina Libido, every second Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. And find that even the chaos of your world makes sense and adds meaning and purpose. Make a choice, be inspired, take action. For more information, go to soulinspired.org. That's soul-inspired.org.
Are you looking for a way to break old habits that are holding you back from reaching your true potential and living the life you deserve? Well, look no further than Dr. Loretta Billups. She is a clinician and a relationship and mental health coach that will assist you with reaching your purpose. She will hold you accountable so that your desires are now a reality. Connect with Dr. B at cultivatingyourlife.com and find your path today. That's cultivatingyourlife.com.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Pat. I'm the host of the Dr. Pat Show, and I am the creator of the Transformation Network, doing what we do in the world of positive radio, informed, educated, positive media. Independent radio hosts and independent networks have been the face of positive messaging over the past decade. So all of us here have decided we're going to put together an independent network that is going to enable people to bring their positive message of hope, inspiration, and conscious action to the forefront. Help us create a future of amazing, uplifting stories that can be told so we can tell our children and they can tell their children of what hope and conscious action is all about.
I want to thank you all for tuning us in, turning us on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
It is time to get inspired to take action in your life. Tune in to Emotional Elevation with me, Susan Dene. We are identifying, understanding, and treating our crazy one episode at a time. We all have crazy in our lives. The thing that sets us apart is how we deal with it. And I've got you covered. Enjoy your journey. You are worth it. Visit SusanDene.com. That's DENEE.com.
Yep, ready to come back. Stand by.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. Barbara Scheidegger, we're here with a fabulous new show. This is one of our debut shows, Keeping Up with Barbara. I want to position this, Barbara, as we move forward to the next phase of your story and your journey. And one of the people I want to mention today is the passing of Kirstie Alley. And I want to mention her for a minute. And the reason I want to mention her is because when I think of women in generations, right? For some of you, you're thinking, who's that? You may not even know her. But there are two women that in the past 2 days really come to the forefront from our pop culture. One of them is Kirstie Alley. The other one is Selma Ward. And the reason I mention both of them is because one of them passed away, and she is known for sitting across of Oprah and one of her interviews and representing women of a certain size and saying to Oprah, hey, I didn't even know I was fat. Last night, congratulations on the People's Choice Award, Selma. We had a woman receive an award. We had an industry support this woman after her diagnosis with MS. We saw her rise up, keep up, and show up, dancing with the stars. Now, what is the way to get there? That's what Barbara Scheidegger is about. That's what Keeping Up is about. Because whether you're those folks and you have that challenge, or like Barbara and I, who have had challenges, different but there's still challenges. How do you turn those views, perspectives, and situations into phenomenal opportunities and stepping blocks? Barbara, look, great to have you, because you and I are not saying that we didn't go through things, but we went through them and then we have to make a change. So let's talk about what happened next, because people want to know. Here we are today. I introduced you. Look at your beautiful background. That is not a fake background. That is her real background back there.
Beautiful.
Right. But what happened, on your way to where we are today? You didn't show up here without challenges, without obstacles, but then you moved beyond them, right?
Look, just about a month ago, I was sitting with a few women, and we were talking. One of them was in a full divorce. She flew up and down problems, and then we talked, and then she said to me, "Yeah, you can talk. It was easy for you because you have all the money, and then you just got what you wanted." I said, "Yeah. Do you think I was born with all this money? Just got it from somewhere? No, I had to work for it. For whatever I have, I had to work for it." And that makes me a little bit mad about women. They always think that even women, we got it from someone else. I got up at 5:30 every morning, got ready for business, took my children, brought them to school, drove 1 hour and worked, and came back, picked up the kids again, brought them home to grandma, drove back to the store, closed the store at 9:30 in the night. It didn't come from nothing. I worked for it. Yeah. And then they said, "Then how did you do it?" I said, "Because I had to. I wanted to. I wanted to succeed, and I needed to find a way to help my children to grow up, have an education, plus me working to bring in that money." But yes, at that time I was still married. We had a partnership, but I would say I was the one who was running.
Yeah.
Not only for business, also for the household. I mean, the food was on the table, shirts were ironed, and I did iron them myself.
Oh my goodness!
For a long, long time, I did it. We have to learn that we can do it. Yeah. This is the point, that I can do this. I wanted it, and I wanted to succeed. I wanted my children to have a good education, and I got there until I got tired. I mean, there's one point in your life that I'm tired. I don't want to run anymore. Now it's time for me to have a life. And when you talk to your partner and we can't agree on that no, we need to do more, and said, I have enough. I had to make a change in my life. Yeah. But believe me, what I have today, this beautiful background, I deserve it. Yeah. And we have to go in as women. We deserve it. We deserve to have a degree. We deserve to start over again when the kids are grown up. So we may be 40, 50 years old. Today we get 100. So make sure until you get 100, this up here works. And you can bring something to the table. It is what you bring up to the table and not how you look. Yeah, it helps too. Of course, in the beginning, when you're young, a good look helps you probably to go into doors, but now we revise. We have something up here. Let's use that. Let's develop that even more, that we can go out there and talk about, well, maybe not really politics, but history, the future, what we love to do and what we wanted to do, and move forward. Like, man, look, we have a president who's over 80 years old. He never gave up.
When did that happen? No, no, but you know what? I love talking about this, but not just him. I mean, I did not know. I did not know this. I don't know how I didn't know this. I should know this. I did not know Nancy Pelosi's age. Now, Nancy, of course, is passing the baton.
Yeah.
But her age never entered my mind. I never thought about, I don't think anybody thinks like that, right? But I want to ask you about something else, because this is really important for us to say to everybody out there. Barbara and I know, she knows, She's been through a few things here in the past 3 years. So have I. But we know that there is no such thing as a new normal. We know, we hear, we feel what you're going through. I've talked to so many women, Barbara, women in recovery from addiction, women that are really rising up, that are looking at their lives and they're saying, I don't want to do that anymore. But you said something interesting. I want to go back to it because the next part of your life was about you choosing. See, when you and I show up today, I have to tell you, my friends think I've lost my mind. And they do. And their questions are, why do you get up at 4:30 in the morning?
Yeah.
This is and I'm like, because I want to, because I love what we're doing, because we're creating a better world through positive media, because I don't know if, and they ask me, how did you get here? And you know what the answer is? I don't know. I didn't have a plan. Here's what I know. I've been guided every step of the way, 20 years ago to today to yesterday. You've been guided.
Oh, absolutely.
What did you do next? What happened after this and you started to make changes? Because when we talk about changes, it's the good, the bad, and the ugly.
It is. Yes, I went through the divorce and it was hard. I'm not telling you it was easy because if you're in for 30 years and you have your routine and you know exactly what's going to happen, and I heard always people telling me, are you nuts? Are you, everything is right here and you just have to get up in the morning and do your things, you do your work and come back, but you have the food, you have the roof on your head, over your head. And I said, yeah, and then I'm going to get a food and a roof over my head somewhere else. I'll get it too. But there were times when I had during my divorce that I really, really wanted to not to get up in the morning or getting to bed in the evening, putting the sheet over my head and say in the morning when I wake up, everything will be okay. It wasn't. And I had to face it. I had to deal with it. I could have been really, like become an alcoholic, addicted to medicine because the doctor wanted to stuff me with medicine. And I just said, I can't. There's another way. I went to a psychologist and she told me, now I understand, because of your mother, because of your father, because of this and that. And I said, this is not true, because it started like I would resent my whole family because of that. And said, no, I know what to do, but just I'm so fearful. Help me to get over that. How do I do that? And he was constantly, well, then take some medicine and go and, I don't even know anymore what things that did not work for me.
Yeah. Because the solution that we get is a pill, potion, or lotion. See, that's what we get, right? But you and I mean, on our journey, somehow you had the wherewithal to say no.
Yeah.
And from that, you kept a clear mind, clear head. And, is that a little rougher road to take? Yeah, I think it is. I think it is for some of us that say, no, I'm not going to numb myself. But in the long term, what you get from that, that's why you are where you are today.
Yes. I mean, I did have a goal to have my freedom, my peace, and do what I want to do. The way I got into hypnotherapy.
Yes.
One of my friends, she said, you know what, why don't you do hypnotherapy? And I said, well, why not? I don't care if I get out of there and bark like a dog. I need help. And I did one session and I felt a change in me, within me. I got strength. And then I learned also how to meditate and did some more sessions. And somehow I was able to face my fear and my obstacle, like, hey, I'm in control, you can go away.
Yeah.
And all over this. And when I realized that I was helped and I can help myself, it's now suddenly, and I realized that other people have the same problem. And we started to talk about it. I said, I need to learn and go back to school and become a hypnotherapist. so I can help people like I was helped, and just get over the fear and take the step forward and getting out of the routine because it's easy.
Yeah.
But inside, I didn't feel good anymore. For me, it was like I was in a prison inside. Outside, everything looked good. Everybody thought I felt good because I was able to play the role and, and happy. And I lied to myself. And that's the problem. That was the big problem. We were lying to ourselves at that point. And we're just taking it in. It is what it is. And it's not what I want, but I still have food on the table. You can get food on the table anywhere, somewhere else too.
Yeah. I want to talk about this when we come back from break, because you did something that most people wouldn't have thought to do. So we're looking at the past 3 years. What is Barbara doing? How is Barbara looking at her life? What is her passion as it expands and grows? And when you come back, what if you decide to do something, as Gloria Steinem said to me one time, Pat, you got to do something outrageous every day. And I want to say, Miss Steinem, that is a hefty goal. I do try, but Barbara has done it. We're going to take a short break, Benny. When we come back, go, please. Barbara is now creating more ways to help all of us. We're going to be talking about retreats. You're talking about somebody that's an NLP master, Reiki, guided imagery, yes-minded coaching and consulting, let it go hypnosis, licensed trainer of neuro-linguistic programming. And she's not done yet. In the shows we're going to do, you're going to see how you can participate with her, especially in 2023, upcoming retreats, get a good look at her background right there, and so much more. When we come back, are you ready to do what Ms. Steinem said to me, wow, a lot of years ago, something outrageous today? When we come back, wait till you hear about Barbara Scheidegger model. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back.
All clear.
You can't just fix yourself on the outside and expect the inside to follow. Whether you're 5 or 85, healthy living can begin whenever you decide you want a better life. Tune into Keeping Up with Barbara Scheidegger every month on TransformationTalkRadio.com to learn about implementing a daily routine and finding a balance to improve your life. Learn to live agelessly. Go to BarbaraScheidegger.com. That's Barbara, SCHEIDEGGER.com.
Your own innate brilliance already lives inside of you. Come discover it so you can shine brightly in this world. Join me, your host, Adrienne Cobb, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, during Wild Magic on TransformationTalkRadio.com, and get answers to who you are and where you belong. To learn more about me and the show, visit MyWildMagic.com. Again, that's MyWildMagic.com.
It's time to tap into your divine self through angelic guidance. Join your host, Cindy Smith, and co-hosts in The Angel Empowerment Show, From I Can't to I Can, airing every Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Learn from 4 of the best angel empowerment practitioners in the field. Together, they will share experiential teachings and offer live on-air professional angel card readings and much more. For more information, visit cindysmithaep.com.
Do you get stuck in that someday attitude, living the same day over and over again with no action? The Becoming You Show, big ideas that inspire, impact, and influence your life with Leah Rowling is for you. Tune in every Friday at 11 a.m. Central on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This show will have you feeling inspired to take action with purpose and intention. For more information and to get in touch with me, visit www.leahrowling.com.
You are made for more. I'm Coach Lisa, and I'm here to help you achieve ultimate life satisfaction. Your life matters to the world. Reimagine your future with an individualized life by design approach with my free ebook, The 5 C's of Coaching: Commitment, Clarity, Coachable, Creative, and Change. Find the transformation you're looking for. Go to lisabeltz.com. That's LYSABELTZ.com.
Ready to come back? All right, stand by.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Yes, I just got a text message. Yes, I did watch part of the People Choice Awards. Yes, and thank you for asking. I'm not going to spend time on it. Yes, I was surprised at a few things, but I always love the way the people honor people in a profession, and that's what those awards are about. They're not guided by an academy or an institution. They're people, right? They're people saying, I like this. I like what you've done. And that's really kind of cool. For those of you, that's a pathway you get to choose to go on if you decide to step out in the world in a way that makes you visible. That's what Barbara Scheidegger has done. And the question really is, how do you go from what we just described to a situation where you have always wanted to do something, be something, and then you do it? If you go to Barbara's website, barbarascheidegger.com, you're going to see how she now emerges into a next level of her life, a next phase, to say that we can do whatever we want to do. Age does not matter. Barbara, great to have you here. Look, when I heard what you did, I'm still smiling, right? But other people may have said, what? You're going to do what? You're going to model? Now, that is in itself an act of courage, because you're not modeling at age 18, 19, 20. Yeah. You decided you're going to step out there. What was that like for you? And give us a couple of experiences, because you actually ran into a roadblock in that arena.
Yes, absolutely. It was quite interesting. This was just after, it was just when COVID got less, and we were able to go out, but everything was done on Zoom. So we had all our preparation on Zoom, and I had to talk to the lady, to the manager, and there was a list that we had to do or we can do. So I wrote down what I want, and there was also the bathing suit, the bikini on the runway, and I wrote myself in there. So she called me back and said, Barbara, I don't know if it's a good idea, if you're to go on the runway in a bikini. And I said, I don't see the problem. I mean, we all have bodies and we can represent our bodies. And she said, no, you have to have flat stomach, and you have to have some muscles, and and you're at this time, that was last year. Yeah, I was 62 years old. And she said to me, basically, look, you're at a certain age, and they're all young women up there, She really, really talked me out of it. And then at the end, I said, okay, then I do something else. But that was my dream. I just going on the runway in a bathing suit or a bikini. Since I'm, I don't know, 8, 9 years old, I just wanted to do that one day. But she really talked me out of it. So I did my other runway shows, and even then I had the problem. It started, you have to go and you walk, and then you say your age, and then it's always, oh, you were 62 years old, you don't have gray hair. I said, no, should I have gray hair? Even I know I cover it a little bit, but I think, yeah, but you should have this, and you have no wrinkles. Okay, I don't see the problem. What this has to do with me being on the runway? Respected. And then when the bathing suit bikini competition started, I watched them, because I envied them a little bit, because that was my dream. And I looked and I saw that I could have done it. And I went back and said, look, I don't see why I couldn't do it. And she said, yeah, but we still, and she was younger than me. And I think maybe that was a problem. I don't know.
I don't know.
But you still, you're 62 years old. I said, that's not right. That's just because I had to write down my age. If nobody, I understand if there is certain rules or anything, but anybody should go up there if it's their desire to do it, and it's nice what you're wearing. You're not showing your whole body. Would have been just a very normal bikini like everyone else. I would have walked down the runway, but they did not let me because I was too old. And that to me was like, okay, next year then why don't you do competition for the 20-year-old, 30-year-old, 40-year-old, 50 and 60-year-old, and however old they are. But let us do it. Let us do it. Let us get the feeling. Why are you putting the age?
Yeah. You know what I love about that story, because this is really what got you fired up again, to then come back and say, look, I am everything we've just talked about, and I am an ageless living expert also. And I am going to help women stand tall. It doesn't matter what your age is, because, but they were not saying, Barbara, you can't go on the runway because you didn't meet this criteria. You looked too young for your age to walk the runway.
Yeah.
I know we're saying it, and I know people are looking at us like, is that really a thing? It is a thing, but it's systematic of what we do with age.
Yeah. I have to say, look, in all these years of my life, with up and downs, I have got sicknesses. It's not that I just lucky and I'm the healthiest person in the world. I'm not. I have lung problems. I had other problems, but I'm fighting it. That should not bring us down. That still didn't bring me down to keep my body and my mind up and coming to a certain age and still moving on and doing my dreams, my things, what I wanted to do. And like you said once, do something crazy, do something that's out of your comfort zone. I would say. So my dream was, and I said, okay, my dream, and I want to ice skate in a bikini. I just want to do that once. And somebody said to me, you're not going to do it. I said, no, I'm going to do that. And it was cold, I admit. I did it, and just not to show off, look at me, the way I look. No, I just wanted to do it. And I didn't
experience it. Yeah.
As long as you do something and you have fun with it and you don't hurt anybody with it, or it's unhealthy, just do it. And I'm at the point today, I laugh. I want to do this, and I'm going to do it. And how can I do it? I'll figure it out. But my goal is just to get older, not by the book, doctor's book, that, oh, now you're 60, you have to have high blood pressure. Now you're 65, you have to have diabetes, and your bones and your muscles are going to shrink. No, I keep that up. And that's a commitment. And that's, we have to commit to it.
Yeah.
Now I'm asking really all these women out there, what do you really want? Where do you want to be? Are you happy where you are? If you are, move on. But if you have one little doubt, one little dark point, don't make that dark point a big splash and making bigger and bigger. Shrink it. Start that dark point to shrink it and just let it disappear. We can do that. Yeah. And it's a mindset. And we can, if I hear always say, oh no, I can't do that. And I have to say, what is holding you back? Why do you think you can't do that? Oh, because of my children, my this. And no, it's an excuse. Your children will adapt to your new life. And guess what? They will be actually proud of you, like my children. I got from my son and said, Mom, I'm really proud of you.
Yeah. Yeah. And look, one of the things I want to point out is also you grew up with a culture that really supports the things we're talking about here today. Everything from, holistic living to natural living. You grew up in a culture. I mean, when I think about Switzerland, I think about so many things. And, you've carried that forward regardless of where you live and what you do. I have friends grew up in Hawaii. And I have to tell you that the first time I met them, because I come from America, the East Coast, and in Hawaii, and I'm standing there, and my friends were getting ready to go in the pond, right? The beautiful falls, a very private place. And I'm watching my friends strip naked because that's the culture they grew up in. They don't care how they look. They didn't care. But it was as natural as breathing for them because from a very early age on the islands of Hawaii, this was the way they grew up, appreciating who they were, the land, their bodies, whatever that was. And to watch them have such freedom, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we're talking about creating a pathway now with this show, with your work, with the next year. And freedom is engraved all along the way, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And the most, I think, very important also, just appreciate our bodies the way the body is. I cannot be you, you cannot be me, but you can be yourself. And the thought always, I have to be thinner, I have to be more beautiful. The beauty comes from inside. It's really it's proven. When you feel comfortable, if you feel fine with yourself, you get that glow, and it's inside. It's not about having no wrinkles. It's not about being skinny. No, it's about how you feel and how you are yourself. When do you feel really comfortable and you just accept yourself for who you are? We just have to stop comparing constantly, or want what especially women want what other women have. Want this, and unfortunately, I have to say, it's still a matter of even in a partnership, we still think that we need a man to support us and give us security. It's still there. No, even in a partnership, we have to support each other. And I think that's very important, that we women stop always looking for the Prince Charming who gives us the chateau, and the big, huge diamond. If it happens, congratulations, but you cannot live your life just looking for that. You waste your time. You really waste your time. And I had a client, a young woman, I want to get married, have children, have a man who supports me. I think if you find it, fine, but you can't always count on that. You have to count on yourself. Get your education right, get your mind right, get your goal right, and don't always look what others have. Be happy for them and concentrate on what you want and how you can get it. And that's what I'm teaching people.
Yeah.
What do you want? Start thinking today, write it down, take a piece of paper. What do you really want? And look at it. And it's most of the time, it's not the big house. It's not the Ferrari and the big diamond. It's when I see work with client, it's I want my freedom. I want peace. I want to feel good. I want to become more powerful. I want to get out of my relationship, but I'm afraid. It's those things. How do you see yourself? If you go on with what you have today, how do you see yourself in 5 years? If you're telling me, yes, it's fine in 5 years, this is my goal and I will have it, I'm fine. But if you're telling me, yeah, but in 5 years, I'm 5 years older and my kids are leaving the house and I'll be alone and I don't know what to do. What can you learn? Is that going to be happiness? No. with that time, when your children leave, you can be yourself again. You can go back to school, or you can start a hobby or anything you want, but just get it, because we're having another, I don't know, maybe have another 50 years in front of
yeah.
you. How do you want to live them?
Yeah.
Work on that.
And you know what we're facing with, and we're going to talk about this in upcoming shows, Barbara. You know, we're facing with where people are looking at, oh my gosh, I don't know where I want to go with my career. This is a big thing right now for people.
Yeah.
We came out of COVID and people had epiphanies, awakenings, things that really they stepped up and they said, no, I need to find something else. And what I love about that is you take something like a COVID, which we've lost people. I've lost people during it. But when I see the energy of awakening and empowerment and opportunity, it makes me smile. Now, having said that, there are so many, especially women, that don't know the next steps. That's where you come in. Barbara, thank you for today. I want to just ask you one other question. We're going to do a lot of shows with Barbara. Stay tuned for it. What's your personal message? What would you like to leave us with today?
I really say, wake up now. Think about your goals. How do you want to be in 5 years? Write that down and work on this. Have a vision, have a goal, concentrate on that, commit to it, and start today.